Organizational agility is essential in today's fast-paced environment. It's about responding to market changes quickly, embracing uncertainty, understanding customers, shifting priorities, and ultimately creating value for both customers and employees. But how do we achieve this? A high-performing organization is driven by three core elements: scaling capabilities, high-performing teams, and effective leadership. This equation you see on the slide captures the concept. This formula means that when we increase our scaling capabilities, build high-performing teams, and strengthen leadership, we are setting up our organization to perform at its best. However, any impediments, such as inefficient processes or lack of alignment, can reduce our agility and performance. Many organizations today are eager to achieve agility at scale and dive directly into scaling frameworks, often overlooking the foundational element: high-performing teams. Research and data consistently show that up to 70% of agile transformations fail to deliver the intended results. Why? A major reason is the rush to scale without ensuring that the core teams are truly high-performing. High-performing teams are the nuclei of organizational agility. They are where innovation, accountability, and resilience start. Without strong, cohesive teams at the foundation, scaling often leads to disorganization, reduced quality, and burnout. In fact, a recent study by McKinsey highlighted that organizations with high-performing teams are 2.5 times more likely to achieve successful agile transformations compared to those that focus only on scaling frameworks. This shows that the journey to agility doesn't start with scaling, it starts with building high-performing teams. As we move forward, we'll explore what it means to create these teams and why they are so critical for achieving true agility in your organization. As we embark on the journey of understanding high-performing teams, let's take a moment to reflect. Think about all the great teams you've been a part of or have witnessed. What do they have in common? What is that one defining characteristic that elevates a team from good to exceptional? Before I give you the answer, I want you to think about it for yourself. What's the first word that comes to your mind? In the context of this course, we will explore how this one defining word sets the foundation for everything we do to build high-performing teams. Take a moment, reflect, and we'll dive deeper into this shortly. As I was researching what makes high-performing teams stand out, I found that one word can often define the essence of these teams. But as we know, the real magic happens in the blend of individual characteristics that come together. I've gathered insights from several leaders in the field, and these are the words they use to define their high-performing teams. Organized. Heidi Helfand from Procore Technologies highlights the importance of structure and discipline in team performance. Connection. Didi Vaz emphasizes the value of strong interpersonal bonds that create a united team. Great time. Michael Neer reminds us that when teams enjoy working together, performance naturally improves. Family. Yuval Yerret speaks to the deep sense of support and trust within teams like a family. Respect. Abby Fichtner points to the fundamental need for mutual respect in any high-performing environment. Belonging. Dave West focuses on how creating a sense of belonging can empower teams to achieve extraordinary results. Together, these words paint a picture of what it takes to build and sustain high-performing teams. Whether it's through a sense of organization, fun, respect, or belonging, it's clear that teamwork is the key competitive advantage we can unlock. Now that we've explored various attributes of high-performing teams, let's take a few moments to reflect and refine our understanding of what truly defines such teams. We'll start with a simple exercise that will help you define and refine your concept of a high performing team. Write down your definition of a high performing team. Take 1 minute to think about what a high performing team means to you personally. What comes to mind when you think about a team that excels and consistently delivers results? Next, think about the attributes that made it high performing. In the following minute, reflect on the characteristics or behaviors that contributed to that team's success. Was it collaboration, trust, a clear sense of purpose, or something else? Now, think about the attributes that made it low performing. We've all encountered teams that didn't perform well. Take another minute to consider what went wrong in those teams. What specific behaviors or dynamics caused performance issues? Finally, refine your definition. Based on what you've just reflected on, spend the last 4 minutes refining your definition of a high performing team. Incorporate both the positive and negative attributes you've identified to create a more complete and realistic picture of what makes a team truly high performing. This exercise is not only about understanding high performing teams, but also about thinking critically about how we can build and sustain such teams in our own environment. During our last group session, I asked everyone to share the attributes they believe contribute to a high performing team. The responses were incredibly insightful and gave us a collective understanding of what drives performance in successful teams. One of these standout attributes that many of you mentioned was clear vision. This aligns with the idea that high performing teams need a strong sense of direction and purpose. When the vision is clear, everyone knows what they are working toward. Other key attributes included collaboration, which speaks to the power of teamwork and how essential it is to work together toward common goals. Many of you also highlighted the importance of trust and respect, two pillars of any effective team environment. These foster open communication and a culture where individuals feel valued and empowered. Empowerment and growth opportunities were also commonly mentioned. High performing teams thrive when individuals are given the autonomy to make decisions and grow within their roles without being micromanaged. Additionally, we saw attributes like self discipline, commitment, and being customer centric emerge. These reflect the values of dedication and responsibility, ensuring that the team stays aligned with its purpose and the needs of those they serve. What's powerful about this list is how interconnected these attributes are. Together, they create a holistic environment where performance is not just about achieving results, but about the culture, mindset, and values that drive those results. By understanding and nurturing these attributes, we can create the conditions necessary for our teams to not only succeed, but to continuously evolve and grow. Just as we reflected on what makes teams high performing, it's important to understand what can hinder performance and cause teams to struggle. During our group discussion, I asked everyone to identify the attributes that contribute to a low performing team, and here's what emerged. One of the most prominent factors mentioned was no clear vision or no clear goal. Without a clear direction, teams often feel lost, which leads to confusion and a lack of focus on what truly matters. Other key issues that surfaced include lack of trust, lack of transparency, and non collaborative environments. These attributes break down communication and create silos, where individuals work in isolation, often leading to tension and inefficiency within the team. We also see the mention of micromanagement and process oriented cultures, which can stifle creativity and decision making. When teams are overly controlled, they lose the autonomy that allows for innovation and growth. This ties in with the concept of dependency, where teams become reliant on specific individuals or processes, which hinders their ability to function independently. Another major concern was the presence of negative people and non appreciative culture. These toxic behaviors can quickly undermine morale and prevent a team from performing at its best. Finally, the mention of divide and rule and non cohesive environments highlights the damage that internal politics or a lack of unity can cause, leading to fragmented teams that fail to work together effectively. Understanding these attributes gives us a roadmap of what to avoid as we build and nurture high performing teams. By addressing and eliminating these negative traits, we can create a culture that supports growth, collaboration, and success. Let's talk about perspective. As you can see from this simple yet powerful illustration, two people are experiencing the same situation, but they are seeing it in completely different ways. On the left, the individual stranded on the island sees the boat and thinks, my salvation is here. While on the right, the person in the boat sees land and thinks, finally, I found land. Both are correct in their own way, but their circumstances lead them to different interpretations. This is what I call the right view, understanding that in any team, we bring different perspectives shaped by our experiences, roles, and expectations. What's important in a high performing team is recognizing and valuing these different perspectives. By understanding where each person is coming from, we can make better decisions, solve problems more creatively, and create solutions that work for everyone involved. So, as we move forward, let's remember that every perspective is valuable. The goal isn't to find a right or wrong view, but to integrate these perspectives to create a more complete picture. Now, let's layer this with the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is divided into three main areas: wisdom, ethics, and focus. Each of these can be aligned with Simon Sinek's Golden Circle. Why? Wisdom. The innermost circle aligns with right view and right intention. This is the foundation of wisdom. In business, why is about having the right view, clarity of purpose, and aligning our intentions with that purpose. It's about having a clear vision and understanding the impact we want to make, ensuring that our intentions are grounded in ethical, long-term thinking. How? Ethics. The middle circle aligns with right speech, right action, and right livelihood, which represent the ethical way we conduct ourselves. In the business context, this is the how we engage with others, how we act, and how we make a living. It's about transparency, integrity, and ensuring that our processes are ethical and sustainable. What? Focus, samadhi. The outer circle aligns with right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. This represents the what, the actual execution of tasks. In business, this is where the focus comes in. It's about putting in the right effort, staying mindful of our actions, and maintaining concentration on the task at hand to deliver results that align with our why. By integrating these two frameworks, we not only ensure that we stay focused on our core purpose, but also that we do so with the right ethics and focus, creating a business that is both effective and principled. To build a high performing team, we must focus on four key pillars that will guide how we think, communicate, and act within the team. These pillars not only help us achieve better results, but also create a foundation for lasting collaboration and trust. understanding of each other's biases and strengths. This is about having the right view. We need to recognize that everyone brings unique perspectives and abilities to the team. By understanding each other's biases and strengths, we can build a team that leverages those differences rather than being hindered by them. This is the first step in creating alignment and shared vision. Shared understanding of why we are doing this. The right intention comes from knowing why we're here, why we're working together, and why we're striving towards a particular goal. Without a clear sense of purpose, it's difficult to maintain focus or drive. This pillar emphasizes the importance of having a shared understanding of our mission and being intentional in how we work toward it. Clear, truthful, and uplifting communication. The third pillar is about right speech. Teams that thrive communicate clearly, truthfully, and with the intent to uplift each other. Miscommunication or lack of communication can break down even the best teams. Open, honest, and constructive communication is key to creating a transparent environment where ideas can flourish. Evolving practices that fit the purpose. Finally, we have right action. This pillar focuses on adapting and evolving our practices to ensure that they always align with our purpose. High-performing teams are not rigid, they are dynamic and responsive to change. By consistently refining our actions and methodologies, we ensure that we remain aligned with our goals and ready to face new challenges. Together, these four pillars, understanding, shared purpose, clear communication, and evolving practices, create the foundation for any high-performing team. They help ensure that we work with clarity, purpose, and alignment in everything we do. Creating a team dynasty, this phrase conjures images of legendary sports teams that dominate not just for a season, but for years, consistently delivering value together. But what exactly does it take to build a high-performing team that sustains success over time? Just like in sports, where teams like the New England Patriots, Golden State Warriors, and Indian cricket team have achieved greatness through sustained performance, high-performing teams in business share many of the same characteristics. At the core of any team dynasty, whether in sports or in business, it's not just about winning once, it's about maintaining excellence over time, facing challenges, and adapting to new circumstances without losing momentum. Let me introduce you to my definition of a high-performing team. It is the ability to deliver value together sustainably. It is that simple. A high-performing team is one that achieves extraordinary outcomes through a culture of trust, collaboration, and continuous improvement. They deliver value consistently with clear alignment to their purpose while fostering an environment where each team member can thrive and contribute their best. Like a championship team, a high-performing business team is built on sustainable practices. They aren't just focused on quick wins, but on fostering long-term success. This means balancing short-term performance with long-term growth, ensuring the team stays aligned, motivated, and resilient. Through the frameworks and models we will explore, you'll gain insights into how to build your own team dynasty, one that not only delivers value today, but continues to grow and succeed well into the future.